Hey everyone, it's Jason. In this video, we're going to go over the Exploding Kittens and all the different expansions and box sets and what to buy. So I'm sure you go in the store and you probably see the base game. And then now you can go in and see the two-player edition. Some places you might see, your not safe for work edition and your party edition. Now they have the Exploding Minions. Plus, then they have some of the other expansions, as well as the brand new Recipes for Disaster. So, all these different sets, what's the difference, what's to buy, and that's what we're going to kind of go through. So, I'm going to knock out a few of these really quickly. So, I'm going to show off all the different cards that are kind of in each box compared to what is in the base game. This is the original base game. There is a second edition of it that is currently out, so if you buy it, your cards might look... they're going to have slightly different text than mine do, but they're still the same cards. They may have changed one or two of the artworks. I can't promise you that because I didn't go out and buy the second edition yet to find out. But it should be the same stuff. I think they just updated some of the wording on it to make it easier to understand. But just right off the bat, I'm going to show off what's different between the base game and the two-player game, because the two-player game is basically the same cards, just less. The other two things I'm just going to knock out really quick is I'm not going to show off anything from the Not Safe at Work deck, because it's the exact same card text, and I believe it might even be the same named cards as the base game. Just the difference is they have dirty pictures on them. So if you want dirty pictures, you can get that, but none of the other games are part of the Not Safe for Work set. And then I'm not going to go over Exploding Minions. It does have some different card types, gathered from the other expansions. And it's not a brand new card type that's not in any of the other Exploding Kitten ones. But they have different backs. So your traditional Exploding Kitten back is just this red backer. And the Minion ones are going to have their own separate backs. So if you want to mix them together, you're going to have to buy sleeves that have colored backs to them. So that's entirely up to you if you want to do that. I will show up all the different other ones. I was trying to open up. I'll set this down for just a second here. Sorry. I'm trying to open up this box here, but it won't open. So the Not Safe for Work ones also have red backs as well as the regular ones. This is a regular one, and I'm not going to flip over this one just because of the imagery on it. But yeah, they have the same exact backers on them, so there's no difference to getting them versus something else. The only other different back, or there's two other different back types you might see. Some are in the party pack. The original version had different backers, but the updated ones you find in the store now have the same backs as the regular ones, so you can mix and match them. And then some cards have these bonus starter cards. So these are the same ones you're going to find in other sets, except these came with accessories or toys. And they just give you an advantage to cheat, kind of, and have a card in your hand to begin with. So I'm going to pause the video for a sec, and we're going to look at the cards. One moment. Alright, so the first part of this video, I'm going to just show off what's in the original base game and then what's in the two-player expansion. So if you're wondering, if you already own the base game, there's no reason to buy the two-player game. You have all the same cards. You could just look at a list somewhere and see what cards to take out if you want to know which ones they expect you to take out. But there's no reason to own both of them like I do, because they have the same cards. So, in the base game, you're going to get, and I'm not going to get too terribly close, but you're going to get 4 different Exploding Kittens, 6 diffuses. There's 3 there, and 3 more down here. You're going to get 4 attack cards. You're going to get 5 See the Futures, which are the pink ones. 4 Skips, which are blue. 4 Shuffles, which are brown. 4 favors, which are black, 5 nopes, which are red. You're going to get 4 copies of each of the basic ones of Bearded Cat, Taco Cat, Hairy Potato Cat, Rainbow Ralphing Cat, and Catermelon. So actually you're going to get in the base game if you buy it. So then we drop down to the 2-player. You're only going to get 1 of the Exploding Kittens. It's going to be the same one. These are the same artworks as all the ones that are in the other one. Just get 3 diffuses, 2 attack cards. In the attack cards in See the Future, where it says X2 and X3 on them, that's the difference. It started updating all the sets just to let you know what it affects, how many cards you touch. So you get 3 of those. You get 3 skips. You get 2 shuffles, 3 favors, 3 nopes, and then you still get 4 of each of these, but you only get Bearded Cat, Taco Cat, and Rainbow Ralphing Cat. So if you buy the 2-player set, you do not get the Hairy Potato or the Catermelon. The only other difference is one of your shuffles is this one here, the Discovered a Toilet Werewolf, which is not in the base game. It came from, I think, the 2nd or 3rd expansion, but it does the same effect. They just, for some reason, they went with that artwork instead of one of the other ones. But that's the only card that's actually different. Alright, so there's a difference between your 2-player, okay, the difference between 2-player and base game. So if you decide you only want to buy it for 2-player, you can, or you can buy the full 5-player game. You can always break it down. Next, we're going to look at what's in the expansions. Alright, so let's take the first expansion, which is Exploding Kittens. So each of the 3 expansions, the second one is going to be Shrieking Kittens, and the third one will be Barking Kittens. Those are the 3 direct expansions. All of them have brand new cards in them. So none of these cards will be in the base game. So if you own the base game, you have the option basically of either buying the base game and then each of the 3 expansions, or you can buy one of the other 2 sets. You have the Party Set and the Recipes for Disaster, which include cards from all 4 of these different sets. But we'll take a quick look at what's in Imploding Kittens. So we have the Imploding Kitten card. We have 3 targeted attacks, 4 Alter the Futures, 4 reverses, and 4 draw from the bottoms. And then we have 4 copies of Feral Cat, which works like the basic ones. Then if we jump over to Shrieking Kittens, we get 1 new Exploding Kitten. Because now you've added a bunch of extra cards. You can add another player if you'd like. We have the Shrieking Kitten card, a copy of See the Future times 5, Catatomic Bomb, Garbage Collection, Super Skip, Alter the Future times 5, then 3 copies of Mark, and 3 copies of Swap Top and Bottom, which all have the same artwork. That's why I don't have them separated out like they do the other ones. And then 2 copies of Curse of Catbutt. And then in the 3rd expansion, Barking Kittens, which also comes with a wearable cat crown. And the big Imploding Kittens comes with a Collar of Shame as well. So that's something that's in those. We also get 2 copies of Barking Kittens. We have 4 copies of Personal Attack times 3, which is different than the targeted attack. We do have some Alter the Futures, but these are times 3 now. So we've had Alter the Future in the second expansion, or first expansion, but these are a little bit better or more powerful. We have I'll Take That. We have 4 copies, 2 copies of Potluck. Sorry for the glare here. 2 copies of Berry. We have another Super Skip, so we had 1 in the second expansion. We get another one in this one. 2 copies of Share the Future times 3, and the Tower of Power. So that's what will be in those expansions. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring out the the Party Edition, which is the first mix set, and we'll kind of see what was different between that. What's in that one that's in these sets and what's not. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the Exploding Kittens Party Pack. So you may have seen this sitting around. This is a set for playing up to 10 players. So you could buy the base game, plays up to 5 players. You could buy the 2-player set if you only want, have a couple people, or you don't want to try and figure out how to sort everything out. Or you could buy the big pack, which has for up to 10 players. So that there is now later the recipe for Disaster, which also will let you play with multiple players as well, or more than up to 10 players as well. But as of this time, so this only has cards from the base game and stuff that was in Exploding Kittens, but it was before Exploding Kittens came out. So it was stuff that I think was originally on the mobile app, and then they added it in, and then eventually became part of the Exploding Kittens physical card set. So there's nothing from expansions 2 or 3. So if you're looking to get more of that, you're probably going to want to look at a different set. But let's see what same cards we have. So one thing you're going to get is you're going to get a lot more duplicate cards. So because they only had so many to go with. They didn't create any new cards or artwork, I believe. So you're going to get 2 copies of the Exploding Kitten, 2 of the one with the house, 2 bombs, and 2 ships, and 1 exploding building, which was a brand new artwork from the base set, but later I believe appears in a different set, or it might be exclusive. I don't have it listed out here. It might be in something else though. If you're trying to get all the artwork, that might be exclusive to this one. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get 9 instead of the initial 4. Sorry for being all shaky cam here. You're going to get a bunch of diffuses. So you're going to get 2 copies of that one. So 2 there. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the only one I think we didn't get was, I don't think we had that one. Then we're going to get some attacks, and they're going to be the updated X2 on there. This might just be because this is a reprinting of the set. So this is going to be some new artwork. I think some of these are based off of the Not Safe for Work edition, and they just maybe adjusted some of the artwork for them. So we're going to get 1 copy of that one, 1 of that one. So those are, I think, from the other expansion. So that's 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to get 5 attacks. I'm going to keep scooting everything down. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. See the future. So we have a new artwork on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 skips, with this one also being brand new artwork. Brand new, again, compared to the base game. I think these are all in, some of these are in, or at least adjusted from the Not Safe for Work. Or they were right from the mobile app. But they'll do the same thing. Also to notice, some of these have paw prints on them, and this is just so if you want to take out some for less players, they say which ones to keep in to take out. That is all that means. They did the same thing in like the minion set. Now we have our skips. So we're going to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have all, but we don't get the bat one. And then our favors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just didn't get the hair one there. Otherwise, we have actually less. We have more physical copies, but we have less artwork. And then our nopes. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those. Which I think we have some of each. on there. Then the regular ones, we're still gonna get more copies of each. So we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with 3 of them having them paw prints to take out. So it's basically like 4 for a regular player, then 3 more if you want to add in for more players. So you get 7 bearded cats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 taco cats. 3, 7 hairy potatoes. So you should get 7 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rainbow ralphing. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 watermelon cats. So that would be all of the ones from the base game. So the party pack is going to have every single thing in the base game, as well as that little paw print, so you can take them out. So if you took out all the regular ones, you'd have the same number of cards you would in the base game. You can still play with that. Then we're going to have ones that were in the first expansion. So this will determine if you own the base game. If you're looking at buying it, whether you want to buy it or not. So we got these feral cats that were added. So we only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those instead of 7. We also have targeted attacks, which we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of the 3, but we get all the different artworks. Alter the Futures, we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we get all the same artwork. And then we get Draw from the bottom. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. So the only cards that you're not getting in the party pack is you won't get the reverses and you won't get the Exploding Kitten. So if you already own the base set, you may as well buy this. But if you buy the party pack, whether you want to buy the first expansion or not is up to you, because you're only getting the 4 reverse cards and the Exploding Kitten. But then you can always buy the other 2 expansions. So there's kind of what you have. If you have the base game, you can buy the expansions. If you bought the party pack to begin with because you want more cards, buy expansion 2 and 3 if you'd like. But it's up to you if you want to buy, the first one again, because you'll have lots of duplicate cards. Alright, so we're going to check out the next set, which is Recipe for Disaster. Alright, time to look at Exploding Kittens Recipes for Disaster. This is the newest big box, so it has 121 cards. It's meant for 2 to 5 players. So the party pack has stuff for up to 10 players, because I have a lot more duplicates. This doesn't have enough duplicates to play up to 10. I said that before, I guess I was wrong. What this does, though, is it has these little recipe books. So, say if you want to play a 2 or 5 player game, it tells you specifically which cards to pick. And that's how you can play it. And then there's, so like, this one has, so many different nopes and skips and swaps and all this different stuff. Compared to if you do this eye for an eye, which is only for 3 to 5 players. And it gives you a different list of cards to play. So this does include, and there's 13 different books, plus some empty ones so you can make your own. It does not have the setup for the traditional game. So, like, again, there's your original set. It doesn't have, in the book anywhere, how to play just that one. So if you've already played it and you own the base game, you could still buy this, because you can always mix and match and add your cards in and make your own games. And that's the idea of Recipe for Disaster, is that you can make a bunch of your own different style games. You want to include more nopes, or you want to get rid of, like, maybe you're playing just at the base game. Maybe you hate shuffle cards. You think that makes the putting the Exploding Kittens back in too hard, or makes it, ruins it. You could take them out in this version. That's kind of the point of this. If you want your quick structure game, just buy the base set. If you want the other thing, the other like option to play around different modes or different versions, variants, this is definitely the way to go. Now, what I'm gonna go through and show off all the cards like I did for the party pack, because although this does cover the base game and all 3 expansions, it does have some of the artwork from the not safe for work, not any of the dirty stuff. It's altered a bit, but it has some new artwork cards because they're from that set. It doesn't include every single card from all 3 expansion from every set. So if you're trying to get every single card, you're gonna have to still buy this plus everything else. Just a heads up there. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing we did before. Is we're going to look at compared to the base game. So these are all the cards that would be the same as the base game. So we're going to have our Exploding Kittens. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to get 6 of them instead of the original 4. This one here is, I believe, from the Not Safe at Work. This one might also be, or it might just be some new artwork. But otherwise, you get the other 4 from the regular base game. Slide those off. Then we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Diffuses, again, some have different artwork. We can get 8 instead of 6. We got some attacks here, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attack cards instead of the original 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of 4 of the See the Futures. The skips, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of 4. So far, you're getting more of everything that's in the base game. Shuffles, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of 4, so just a little bit more. Now, the thing is, there are no favors in this set. So if you want the favor card, you have to own the base game. Then we have notes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them instead of 5. So you can play some nope heavy games. Then we have 4 of each of the bases. We have 4 bearded cats, 4 taco cats, 4 Ralphing rainbows, and then we have 4 zombie cats, which are from the Not Safe for Work version. So also, you won't get Hairy Potato Cat or Catermelon. So if you want those 2 in favor, you have to also buy the base set as well as this game. Otherwise, you would get everything else included there, except for maybe 1 or 2 artworks. I didn't match all the artworks up. But that's sort of the difference there. But you'll get enough to at least, have enough for the same as the base game. Alright, now if we look at the Exploding Kittens. So, unlike the Party Edition, you will actually get the Exploding Kittens card. And you're going to get 4 of them. So the actual expansion only has 1. This comes with 4 of them, so you can play some really devastating games with that. Targeted attacks, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 instead of 3. So you get a few more of those. Alter the Futures, you're going to get 3 of these instead of 4. So you don't get the Wizard Cat artwork. So that's 1 slight less card you get in that set. You are going to get the reverses in here. So we have 3, 4, 5 of them. So you didn't get the reverses in the party pack. So buying this over the party pack, you're already gaining some cards you don't have. And I will compare this to the party pack second, just so you can see the differences in there. So we have draw from the bottom, and we're going to get 1, 2, 3. 3 instead of 4 of those. So we are going to be short 1 different one on there as well. And then we have the Feral Cats, would be the last one. So we're going to get 5, 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of 4. So yeah, if you bought base game, if you bought this set so far, you'd be missing 3 different cards out of the base game, but you would have 1 different regular cat. You'd have the zombie one instead of that. This one you'd have all the same cards, except you'd be missing like a couple, like 2 copies. But you'd have some extras of the other ones. Alright, so now let's compare Exploding Kittens, which is a second set. So I'm actually going to move this up to the top here. So, we're going to get our Exploding Kitten. So you won't get this extra Exploding Kitten. This one's only available in the Exploding Kittens pack. We have 1 copy of that, See the Future. We're going to get 3 copies. You'll get another Catatomic Bomb. Garbage Collector and Super Skip each had 1. So you're going to get 2 copies of Garbage Collector and 1 more Super Skip. So those stay the same. Then down here we should have had 2 copies of Curse of Catbutt and Alter the Future, which are not in this expansion. So if you want this kitten and these 2, you have to buy the second expansion to get those. Then the last 2 we have Mark and Swap Top and Bottom, which have the same artwork. And we had 3 of each, so we're going to get 4 and 3. So that leaves us with, after the second expansion, there's a couple cards from the base set you wouldn't get in the recipes. And there's 3 different cards in the second expansion you wouldn't get. And you'd have all the same ones in the first one. And then let's look at Barking Kittens. So normally we have 2 Barking Kittens. You're going to get 2 because they work together. We have some personal attacks. We used to have 4, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4. So the same 4 there. We had 2 Alter the Futures times 3, so we get both of those. We have I'll Take That. We had 4 of them. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get that full set. Potluck is not in this box set, so you do not have that one either. Barry, you had 2. You are going to now get 4 copies. We had 1 Super Skip and 2 Share the Futures. So 1 Super Skip, and we're going to get 4 copies of Share the Future. So the other card we won't get is the Tower of Power, which has to do with this hat, which comes in this Barking Kittens box set. Shows you the other 2 you would not have. So if you bought the Recipes for Disaster, you'd be missing out some cards from the second set, some from the base set, and some from the third expansion. But you'd have a lot more of everything else for the most part. Again, saying you can buy all of these and mix and match them. So I'm going to pick up all the base set cards, or all these cards. I'm going to do a quick comparison of Recipe of Disaster versus the Party Pack. Alright, so we're going to do just a little quick comparison between the Party Pack and the Recipes for Disaster. So we went through and we saw what basically you're going to get if you get the base game and what you should else get. So if you bought the base game, the Party Pack is going to have a bunch of stuff from Expansion 1, but not everything. If you get Recipes for Disaster, it's going to have stuff from the base game, sets 1, 2, and 3, but it's not going to have every single card. So between the 2 big packs, which is the direction you want to choose? It really depends on if you own anything else and how many players you want to play with. So we're going to look at the cards and I'll do a little review over each one. So on the top here is we have your Recipes for Disaster. So you're going to get all these different cards. I'm not going to count them all out again. So that's all the same ones you're going to basically get in this set. So you're going to have your handful of kittens. You're going to get a ton more kittens. You're going to get a ton more of each card in the party pack down here than you will at the top. Because you get like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 5. You know, like there's 8 of these versus, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 versus 8. So you get a lot more of each one. There's more attacks. You get See the Futures. You get skips, shuffles. The party pack though does come with the favor cards, which the ultimate or the recipes does not. You get your tons of nopes. you'll get your targeted attacks from the first expansion, your Ultra the Futures, your Draw from the Bottoms. You're going to get your Feral Cats, which we have in both, as well as your Bearded Cats and your Taco Cats. So then the other difference is in the Rainbow Ralphing Cat, is that the recipe set has the Zombie Cats, which are originally only in the Not Safe for Work edition, so if you don't want to buy that, that's one way to get a hold of those. But this one also has the Catermelon and the Potato Hairy Cat. So just between these two sets, you're going to get all, except for a couple different cat styles, which are kind of nice if you want different ones. You're going to get basically the same cards, just more in the party pack because it's meant for more players. The recipe for disaster, though, also comes with the stack of cards. There's most everything from expansions 2 and 3 and the couple of cards left out of expansion 1. So if you want to play a giant group game, just want to open it out of the box and play party pack, there's your recipe pack. Alright, I'm going to pull out all the boxes. I'm going to do an overall review. So one moment again. Alright, so final review as we run into is, what do you need to buy, or what should you buy? Honestly, there's not really a right or wrong answer for this. This isn't, you buy this is what you have to have. So just a quick breakdown, I suppose, is if you just want you played the game, you just want a quick 2-player game, you're not playing, you don't have a bunch of friends or family to play with, or you just want a travel edition you can just take with you if you're going somewhere, camping or whatever. You can pick up the 2-player set. It has all the correct number of cards. You don't have to sort stuff out. You just shove it back in this box, carry this box with you, or buy a little deck box. You get other trading cards. Boom, done. If you own the base game, there's no point to buying the 2-player edition for extra content. It has same cards, just less. Just maybe like 2 different ones with different artwork. So unless you're trying to collect all the artwork, but if you are, then you're probably going to start buying everything. And then the next comparison is base game versus Not Safe for Work. Exact same cards, exact same effects. The difference is the Not Safe for Work one has some dirtier or more graphic or explicit artwork. None of the other sets do. So if you buy this and then you mix with all the rest of the cards, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're planning maybe popping this out at a family reunion or someone's birthday party, maybe don't pick up the Not Safe for Work one. Just pick up the regular edition. Because there aren't any expansions for this with extra stuff. And some of the artwork from these cards that wasn't that bad has made it into other sets. So then the next thing we can knock out is base game versus party edition versus recipe for disasters. The big 3. If you want all the content, you want everything that's out, you're going to have to pick up the base game and the 3 expansions. That's the only way you're going to get every single piece of content that's out. As long as you want, and I guess by every piece, I mean if you want every different card type. If you're not worried about the different artworks, if you just want each different card type, that's the best way to get it. The only one is if you bought the base game and the 3 regular expansions, the only card type you would not have that is in one of the other ones is Recipe for Disasters has the cat eating eyeball, which is also in the Not Safe for Work edition. So if you bought that one too, you can always swap those in there if you want. It functions the same way as Potato Cat or Catermelon. It's just a different artwork essentially, because they usually pull one of the other 2 out and put that one in. So again, it's kind of a new card, but it's not like a brand new effect or anything like that. But yeah, if you want all the different card type effects, just buy the base game, the 3 expansions. So then, if you're looking to have a ton of people, you have big giant parties, Party Pack is going to immediately have ready. Boom, just pop it out. You can play up to 10 players. You just got to, shuffle down a little bit. They have the little paw prints on there, which lets you knocks it down to, I think, down to the 5 players quick if you want to play it, like, essentially play the base game. It is missing some of the cards the base game had, but it has, of course, cards in it from the first expansion that the base game doesn't have. So you can always pick up this, and then pick up Streaking Kittens and Barking Kittens, and then you'd have all but, like, 2 different card types, because you wouldn't have that eyeball, and you wouldn't have Imploding Kittens and the reverse cards. That'd be the only card types you'd be missing. So if you're fine missing 3 different card types, go ahead. Plus, this plays a little cat dance, which is kind of fun. Then, if you're looking for the ultimate experience, you really love the game, or you played it other places and you really love it, but you've played it so much at other people's houses, but you want something different. That's what Recipe Disasters is for. Because it's going to give you those recipe cards, which give you alternate game modes to play. So you're going to get stuff like Lightning Kitties, a 2-minute game. For 2 to, each player starts with 1 card plus 1 defuse. Attack of the Attacks. So you're going to get a bunch of attack cards in this one. Yeah. Times 2, targeted, skips, super skips, reverses. Bunch of nopes. Stuff like that. Bunch of danger mode here. So this is a different one. I'm the last one I'm going to show off. You want to see more? Check out the video for that. But we have danger mode, which has 6 exploding kittens in there. Even though it's up to a 4-player game. So the idea is you're supposed to, like, run through really quick. So they have a bunch of different ones like that. Plus you can make your own. So if you're just looking for a variation than the regular game, that's what it'll get you. It has stuff from the base game, all 3 expansions. Again, like we showed earlier in the video, it is missing stuff from each expansion. So you won't, again, have every single thing. So it's kind of, if you want everything, then you kind of almost just may as well buy the 3 base games. But the thing is, even if you're just like, oh, I'll just go online, I'll look this up, someone probably has a picture, or like you check out my video and you're like, oh, here's pause and I'll write down these. If you bought all 3 expansions, you're probably not going to have the correct number of cards to do these. So that would be the only thing. The other, just one thing I want to show off with that, so the Recipe for Disasters, this is all the cards for that, and they have them sorted out by types, as you can kind of see there. And that's what's neat about this box, because if you're making up your game, I need this set, this one, you can pull them out quick. I also have original game and all the expansions in here. So I have, so this is not counting the 2-player or the party edition, I have all the basic content in this one box. These are also meant for if you have want to set up previous decks ready to go. These do, however, have little slots so you can't just set all the cards in there quick. So there's also another nice thing. If you bought Recipe for Disaster plus all the other ones, you can have more cards. You can create more crazy and wild scenarios yourself. So that is that. So I personally would recommend either picking up just Exploding Kittens, Recipes for Disaster, get you a bunch of stuff to play, 2 to 5 players, bunch of different modes, so you're not playing the same. I mean, the game is fairly easy itself, but playing with different types of cards will keep the game interesting for a lot longer, I believe. Otherwise, if you play it too many times in a row, the same exact version, it gets old really fast. Or you could pick up all 3 expansions, which again give you other different cards to swap in and add, just so you have a variety. 2-player would be fine if you just want a quick one for travel, but if you actually really like the game, you want to play with more people, pick up one of the other sets. You could probably just skip the party pack, unless, again, you're going to have a bunch of people and you only want to buy 1 box. You don't care about having everything. You're like, I'm going to have a big giant party. We always have groups of, 7, 8 people, whatever. We want more than the 5 players so people aren't sitting around. This should be your quick solution. But then again, I could recommend if you bought the base game plus the first expansion, Plus the other two, you have lots of the same stuff in here. You won't have all the diffusers and stuff, but if you bought Recipe for Disaster as well, you could probably, between the 4 of them, add them all up. The very last thing I do want to show off, or just to mention, are 2 things. Exploding minions and extra cards that aren't in these sets. So, I only want to show off Exploding. I didn't compare it to everything else because lots of the card effects are the same. Because you're going to have stuff like shuffles, skips, your attacks. These are all upside down. Nopes, but instead of your attacks, you have like Bob and Stuart. But they're all going to play the exact same. They have a little symbol in there so you can add or subtract for how many players you want, because this does play up to 5 players right off the bat. But if you want to drop down to 2, you can take a bunch of those cards out. So it's also a nice thing. It gives you something the base game didn't do, or didn't tell you how to take the cards out. At least the original edition. Again, they might have made a second edition. But they do have the different backs, so they won't mix and match in there. They do have some cards, like Draw from the Bottom, that weren't in the original base game. I think that was the only other one. Yeah, and there's all the diffusers. And then they have the brand new clone card, which is only in this set. So if you're, again, 100% trying to get every single type of card, you could buy this set as well. And then you get this clone card. You just have to use solid backers to cover that, so you can mix and match it with all your Exploding Kittens if you want. Then the last 2 things we have is there is the Blind as Bat card, which is from the Hidden Compartment Edition set. It was a special promo pack that had some cards for this game and some cards for Cards Against Humanity. I think it came with 4 copies of this. It came with 2 copies for the regular Exploding Kittens, and then 2 that had a different back for the original version of Party Pack, which had different backs. I think it was so you didn't mix them together. But yeah, this should be the one other card that is not available anywhere else. So if you're trying to complete everything, you're going to have to hunt down this one promo pack. Then the last ones are these cards I kind of showed off earlier, which are just some of your generic cards, your regular attacks, some See the Futures. But they have these bonus starters on the back. And they were from various things like Blind Box, keychains. You buy like some of the toys, like they have like the Lego-ish set. It's not official Lego. Some of the plushes from their website. You usually get a promo card. And it says on here the bonus edition. Basically all you do is you start with one of these cards in your hand to give you a slight possible advantage. You can see how some are kind of bent up because they came in little mystery packs. But that'll be the only other thing. I don't know if there's an official like number of how many there are. I know like you get each figure like comes with the same one, but I don't know how many different ones there are total. But that's just something else to mention. There's no brand new cards, though, this way. Alright, so that's what we got. I know it's been a long video and kind of jumbled up, but I hope, at least if you watch, it'll give you an idea of what you're looking for. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.